Matt, for you, I know it's been frustrating. For the whole team, it's been frustrating, especially playing Southern Indiana and then Bellarmine back-to-back. Maybe the toughest road trip we've ever had. Oh, yeah. But what are the feelings going forward about why this could turn out to be a good year?
We're optimistic because we have a lot of talent. We know that we're all talented, and we have weapons at every position. It's just a matter of making them mesh and making them work together. It's hard. We got 7 seniors, and I think all of them play legit minutes. And then the new guy we brought in as a point guard, which is tough because that's someone that has to run the show. And bringing him in and making us all just mesh together, getting the right offense that allows all of us to operate and show our strengths. But I think that we're getting there. There's progress every day. It's it hasn't been at all we're going to give up or this is over or anything like that. So just a positive attitude has helped a lot for the most part. So
I think one thing that people need to realize is that to get into the playoffs, you only really have to edge out 4 teams of the 16,
right.
And then who knows what's going to happen.
Exactly.
And you're still in a very good position to do that.
Exactly. Absolutely. We talk about that a lot. That's why this weekend is so big, because we play the other 2 teams that haven't won a conference game. And last year we didn't win those games. We beat some of the middle of the road teams, but we didn't beat the bottom. That that edged us out. And we talk about how we wouldn't want to play us in the tournament at all. That's win or go home. And we have, like I said, on paper we're very talented, and we're well coached. It's just all a matter of making it mesh together. So.
Hey, how much, you talk about the seniors and you guys talk about that, how much of that meshing really comes from you guys without the coaches influencing them? But do you guys talk about that internally about we have to do this or that or the other?
Yeah, we do. It's tough because off the court, I don't know if I've ever been on a team that meshes as well as we do. Everybody gets along with everybody.
Right.
When we carpool somewhere, doesn't matter what car you're in. There's no cliques. It's just we're all just a team.
Yeah.
But transferring that onto the court has been a little bit of a challenge. And it makes sense. We have 7 seniors again who all play.
Right.
Who all prepared all summer to come in and be the man and produce and put the ball in the hole. And it's all about sacrifice. Who can give up some good shots for great shots, and who can just play their role. And I think we're still figuring that out. And it's not there's no selfishness, which is great. It's everyone wants to do it, but sometimes the problem is everyone wants to do it on their own. With good intentions. But I think that once we all figure out what we can produce the best individually and making all of that come together, we're going to be pretty dangerous.
So the word mesh really is the key word.
It is, absolutely. Yeah.
How about for you now, going forward this weekend and the rest of the season? You've struggled a little bit hitting shots, but it's getting better. How frustrating is that?
It's frustrating. I think I told you this last year. I go through a slump every year I play basketball. I go through a few games where I don't shoot well. But this year was different. My slump was right at the start. I just didn't shoot well the first few games, and then it gets in your head a little bit, and it starts to, and then I get my reps in the gym, and I put up, a lot of practice shots, and then it gets even more in your head, and you're thinking more, and sometimes I just got to step back and remind myself how much work I've actually put in, and sometimes I just got to shoot it, don't aim it, don't think, just let it fly. And
because guys say all the time, and I think you had told me, you're perfect in practice or close to it, and that doesn't translate.
Yeah, that's why it's probably the most frustrating is in practice and in warm-ups, I'm shooting, the net off of the rim, and it's just falling, it feels great, it's in rhythm, and then, so I've tried to think about it 100 times, I'm not sure, just in the game, and, I don't know if it's out of rhythm or what, but my teammates have been a big help, and coaches too. There's just been no concern, and that is humbling to me that they just know the shots are going to fall. They're not concerned that I just lost my touch. They know they're going to fall, so that helps.
Shooter's mentality.
Yeah.
Tell me about that and how you look at that.
Just being confident. when you catch it when you're open, just let it fly. Don't think and react the same way to a miss as a make, and just keep my head down. And just getting extra shots. It's not just going to happen overnight. I got to stay in the gym, get game shots, get shots I get in the offense, and work on getting shots from different people. Learning from Jorge, telling Jorge, our point guard, where I want it. Which cuts I do when he penetrates and stuff like that. But it's coming together. The past few games, I've felt a lot more like myself. So,
good. Good. Well, like you said, there's a long way to go. So let's turn our attention to some other things. How is student life at Jewell? A student and an athlete, and that's a big thing here. Yeah, it's tough. Senior year especially, the course load's heavier, and there's a lot more pressure because it's your last year. So basketball is this is it, and it's hard to focus on anything else besides that. But Jewell School is incredibly demanding, and with a heavy course load, and doing homework on the bus and at hotels and traveling and all that stuff, it can be a lot at times, and it can creep into your head. Think about your friends who aren't athletes and think, oh, they're so stress-free and stuff, but it's all worth it. And Jewell's been great, honestly. As hard as the school is, everything is worth it. So. What's your major?
Business.
And what do you want to do afterwards?
I've talked about going into realty, but I recently got a connection with some third-party recruiting stuff in Kansas City, which is pretty interesting to me, and I have a solid connection with that, so that might...
Third-party recruiting means what?
So like a company will hire me to get, let's say, like a new VP of sales or something like that. Okay. So then they'll give me 6 candidates, and I gotta, look at resumes, interview, and then convince them to leave their current job and potentially where they live and move to Kansas City.
Headhunter?
Yes.
Fit?
Yes.
Okay.
And so, So I mean, that's pretty intriguing to me. Just being able to pick somebody for a job and put them in a successful position, and the more successful they are, the more successful I'll be.
Right.
So that's pretty appealing to me.
You went to junior college before you came to Jewell, so you've moved around a little bit here as an athlete. But Marion, Iowa is your home. Mm-hmm. Well, what's that like? It's
great. It's a lot smaller than Kansas City, but the people are awesome. Like Christmas break went by way too fast. There was too many people to see, and it was the first time that me and both of my brothers were home together. First time in a few years, so my mom was pretty emotional about that. But it was awesome. It's a great place to live. It's very down to earth, and it teaches you how to talk to people and how to be personable. And, right. I love where I'm from.
Your mom and dad, tell us what their names are and what they do.
Ron and Susan are my parents. My dad is an engineer with Rockwell Collins in Cedar Rapids, which is right by Marion. And then my mother is a hospice nurse. She's been lots of different kinds of nurses, but right now she's a hospice nurse. And they're, two best people I know by far. I wouldn't be anywhere without them. So.
And what about those brothers?
They have gone through some trouble, which is kind of why I ended up at my JUCO. But they both really landed on their feet. My middle brother, who is now working in Denver with Wells Fargo, and then my oldest brother is currently working in DC with Google and Amazon. So they both really landed on their feet and are very happy where they're at. So
good deal.
It's awesome.
That is awesome. We have given you some grief this year because with the Chiefs playing well and in the playoffs, I think you look like Alex. Have you had a chance to take a peek at the Chiefs quarterback and see, is there a resemblance there, do you think?
I do see it now that you say that. I don't watch that much football. I respect the sport 100%. Basketball's just too fun to watch.
I don't think in Kansas City, though, you can use that to your advantage.
I know, in
some way.
The same thing with the Royals, too, because I don't watch much baseball. But, I see the resemblance, and as soon as you said it, the team kind of freaked out, because we have a lot of Chiefs fans on the team, and they're like, oh, yeah, you do, especially with a hat on.
Right.
I see it. So,
All right, so, you mentioned being a student is stressful, and you're not going to take advantage of the Alex Smith thing because you're a good guy. But what do you do to relax? What's fun for you?
We just hanging out with the team. They're just some lifelong friendships have developed, on this team. We play cards a lot, we play the NBA video game a lot, or, we just watch TV shows or whatever it is, honestly. I mean, with some of the guys on the team, you can really do anything, and it's a good time. So that's been the best part about Jewell is the people, for sure. So,
quick phrase association here. Just give me a quick answer to these. What's been your best athletic moment at Jewell?
Probably just the start of the year I had last year. It was all new. I was really excited to move down here, and then start of the season I was playing really well, and things were just rolling for me. That was a really good time. So.
And how about just on campus? What's been good about being on campus?
Just the people. I mean, the professors, people around campus, down to everybody, even the ladies that work at Starbucks on campus. Like, everyone's just so friendly, and ongoing conversations with everybody. And Jewell's just it's a good place. It's good people.
The last one is, how do you want the season to end for you?
I want the season to end in the national tournament. And looking at our record now, that might seem like a lofty goal. But like I said, all we got to do is get in the conference tournament. And, from there, I think that we're pretty dangerous. Because if we get in, people might overlook us. But some teams are just dangerous in tournaments. And I think that we would be with all of our talent, because we have a lot of guys who play well in the spotlight. When everything's at stake, people play well. So I think that our team is built for the conference tournament. So right now the focus is just getting in that. So
Senior Matt Lassen has been our guest here on the HyVee Halftime Report. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Ray.
And best of luck the rest of the year.
Appreciate that.
And we'll be back after this.